This is probably the 6th time that I've recorded this video. The last time I said something really inappropriate by accident. It sounded like something really inappropriate, and I slowly trailed off. I was like, shit, I can't even have that in there. And I feel like the first couple takes I was like, oh yeah, and now I'm like, just get it done. So now it's gonna be I want to make this video trying to make this video so hard, to talk about getting a job, to talk about the super personally reflective, seriously, experience of getting a job, or finding a job, applying for a job, applying for jobs. I think it is shockingly a super personal experience, and a super experience that makes you question a lot. Because I think for people my age, 20-somethings, that I just graduated, I have had this institution my entire life, school, telling me that I am improving as a person. Here's your numbers, here's your grades, next year you're going to be in a higher one, next year you're going to be better, go, blah, 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 up. And now when you graduate, you're like, shit, what is there to tell me that I'm, not failing as a person? What's telling me that I am doing things that are worthwhile? I don't know. And I think for a lot of us, the next step is a job, and we have been conditioned for probably 16 years of school that this job is gonna be everything, that it's gonna that it's gonna prove your worth, or it's gonna, society sees it as your worth, your career, as your value. It's ridiculous, but having that kind of that's inherent social idea of it makes it a really personal process. And if you think about it, applying for a job, for most of us, we put out hundreds of job applications, and almost nobody even replies. Nobody, maybe there'll be an automated, oh, thank you so much for applying to this job. You will hear back from us if you got it. If not, just forget about us. We don't hear back from these things, so we just we pretty much write these personal essays, and we get all our crap together, and we envision our lives in this position, and imagine people we'll meet, and what our day's gonna look like, and blah, because we gotta choose, gotta find the right job, blah, 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 and nobody ever gets back to us. And if they do, it's usually, obviously, if you don't have a job now, it's a no. That's what it's been like for me for the past 3 months. So I am in the heat of being frustrated and finding a job. But it is super important to listen to the things that make us really upset, the things that make us feel really muted and really repressed. Because I think that it's definitely kind of a rule of thumb for me, finding out what I want to do in life by following the things that make me feel really happy. The things that make me feel really happy. And a lot of people live like that. Oh, do what you love, do all these things. So I think that we're okay, we're pretty good at following the things that make us feel really good. But there's all these things underneath that emotionally that don't make us feel good, that frustrate us, that upset us, these reoccurring things in life that just make us God, the world's this, and it's just but I think it's super important. It's maybe even more important to listen to those specific things, the things that upset us, that make us frustrated. There's a lot of lessons in those, because if there's something constantly messing with you, then you're probably not doing something that is right for you. So listen to it, slow down, don't be scared to really think about the thing that pisses you off, and figure out where's my power in the situation. How can I see things differently? How can I act differently? How can I get out of it? Whatever. But pay attention to those things. And these are the things that I have learned by in the past 3 months of looking for a job that I've learned. The first thing of like advice would be, don't wait for other people's lives to give you the opportunity to live your life. And I think that is what we look for in jobs all the time. We have all this love, all these talents, all these skills to give to the world, and we wait for a job to tell us, okay, go, you're allowed to do it, I'm giving you permission, like, head off into the world. But that's ridiculous. And I've learned how ridiculous and how frustrating and how just it is to wait on someone else's life by being a screenwriter. Because I have these scripts written, but I did my part. I spent years writing these, and I made sure that I didn't have to wait on myself. I made sure that I wasn't procrastinating, that I was getting like my stuff done. But now it's waiting on an agent to get excited about it, waiting for a producer to find it, waiting for all these people in a room to agree that it's worth anything. Or just waiting for somebody to read it when they say that, like, oh yeah, I'll read it. Then you wait. So it just, like, when you have, like, who knows how long you're gonna live. And I think, like, a lot of us do have the sense of, like, we're here to do important things. So waiting on someone else's life to move on with ours, we get caught. And I think it's just don't wait on people. And especially not in a job. Because if you think about it, a position is not made for you. It's not made to validate your life. It's not made to fulfill you. It is made to serve the employer. So it's kind of silly to feel like you have to find a space to feel served, like to feel like this is my perfect little this is my position. I love my job. It's great. Lots of people do love their jobs, but like the job, the essence of it before you come into it, like when you're applying to it, it's not for you. It's not made for you. It's not made to serve you. It's made to serve the employer. So I think that's really important, to not put this like holy grail essence on this job that really has no humanity in it. That your dreams are nothing to do with any job, because jobs are not for dreams. They're for like supporting someone else's dream. When you're employed by like a company or a boss or something. The next thing is that like once you kind of realize, once you like don't wait on people, then you're like, okay, what can I do now? What can I do? And I think that like I've learned that I already have pretty much everything that I need to start my career. And I really learned that because I just moved to LA to become I already am. I know all these things that we say are, but anyway, to be more easily heard as a singer-songwriter. And for a while, because I just came from New York City. I just went to school there. I was like, why didn't I there's lots of reasons why I didn't stay there, but like, why didn't I feel like I could start? Why couldn't I be a singer-songwriter there? Like, what makes New York different than LA? Like, they're both huge cities, both entertainment industries. And I think it's because like I thought that I had to have someone discover me. I thought that I had to have someone to be like, oh, ooh, we found you. We're gonna give you permission, this place to be you, to show everybody like what you have and get your stuff done. And then I realized like, hey, like I can record super great sounding music on my computer with my little piano. And after self-producing a couple of songs, I'm like, wow, holy crap, like I already had everything. Like, why am I waiting on anybody? Just put it out there. just get it done. Like, I think that a lot of us, like, we think that we have to, like, have what we imagine is the road to success before we can even start it. But like, our roads to success are a lot different than what we're gonna imagine. I think that life hits you with things that are gonna be really great, really mind blowing, like finding love or having kids. These things that you can't imagine were so great, and it's gonna hit you with really bad things that are terrorizing and devastating. But I think, like, in your career, in your life, like, nobody knows where their life is going. Super successful actors like Meryl Streep, she's like, I had no idea I was gonna be here. I can't imagine. Didn't think about it. Didn't feel like I like necessarily like didn't control it. Like, it's out of your control. So just realizing that first you have the power to get your stuff done. You have most of the tools that you need, if not all of them, and then just starting to do it, and then just put it out there. I really think that that if you put this love out into the world, that like the universe, that God, that like it's not just gonna let that go to waste, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of situations, there's a lot of things that do not consciously put out love and do not try so hard. So if you try really hard and you consciously put out this, that's such a sacred, special, rare thing that it can't just be wasted. So like with my music, I'm like, gosh, I don't know who's hearing it. Like, it's not getting a lot of views on YouTube or whatever, but I'm like, it will find its home. It will find its home because it's valuable, and the world can't let it go to waste. Another thing is about like who to find advice from, who to get advice from, taking advice well. I think the most important thing with advice is learning that the number one authority in your life is you, no matter what. No matter what. There's going to be teachers, there's going to be parents that tell you like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do this, your career path is this way. Oh, you just have to climb the corporate ladder if you want to be at the top. Or you should do this because I was at your position once. They think they were at our positions or your position, but they weren't. Like, you think like, okay, do I want to be my teacher? Do I want the same career as my teacher? Do I want the same career as my parents? Do I want to make the same choices as them? And a lot of times we don't. Not that they made bad choices or good choices, but we just don't want the same things from them. So when they try to tell you that like, oh, I've been in your position, this is what you have to do, there's things like some advice that feels really great. You're like, wow, yeah, that's so true, that feels really great, I feel really liberated, and I feel really, really freed by that, and I feel really excited now. But there's things that like make you feel like, maybe I just hate it because I'm like ignorant and I'm like, I need to learn still. No, I don't think that's true. They know their life. They know how they got to where they got, as much as anybody can. But they don't know your life, and they don't know the way that you're going to, that life is going to hit you. So like, don't feel when you hear advice that doesn't feel right to you, don't feel like you have to contort your mind because you're just inexperienced yet still. Like, that's not true. You know what's best for you. Listen to yourself all the times, especially when you feel like you don't have the answers. Definitely listen to yourself. Just know that looking for a job is going to be a super, super self-reflective thing. It does not validate you as a person. If you do not right away get the job that you want or anything like it, that's not going to like label you as a failure or not continue. You're not going to keep continuing on that progression that you've been conscious of with the help of school for your entire life till now. And know that like, if there is something like, this is what you need to do over here, this is what you have, and you can't find a job that puts that, Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't think about money. Don't think about, oh, how am I going to use this to make money? How am I going to do it? It will make money. If it is this like God-given talent or this like mission of yours that you've just been driven your whole life by, that you know you're supposed to do, like, don't worry about the money. Just worry about getting it done, getting it finished. Don't be a procrastinator. Don't let yourself weigh on yourself. Just get it done and put it out in the world, because it will find its place. And that over here, the job, more financial thing, that like don't, there's a lot of times that we do have to take a lot of time away from this to give to a job that we probably don't like. But don't let this be completely like muffle what you're really supposed to be doing. And don't feel like you have to find a job that validates you and that is perfect for you. Just think about like Michael Jackson. Like, I honestly don't know very much about Michael Jackson, but somebody that you think it was like a revolutionary or is revolutionary, they probably did not start, they could not have started out thinking that, oh, I have to find this thing where people completely understand me, where they give me permission to do this new thing. But like maybe you can't find your stage to perform on inside a company, because your stage is so uniquely you and so precious that it needs to be separated from people. So just do it yourself. Just get your stuff done by yourself. So that's what I've learned from the job process. Don't take it too seriously. Walk in on the first day knowing that you can leave whenever you want. That you are the boss, not them. That you choose every single minute to be there. To know that if you can't find a job that fits you, of course you have to find a job for like economic reasons. But if you can't find this job right away that's gonna take you as this life coach without any counseling background and any experience, do life coaching at home. And I know it's really freaky because you're like, gosh, how does that lead anywhere? And how am I gonna find people? Like, do people really come to Craigslist life coaches? What? Just put it out there and it will find its place. My favorite quote I like to end the video with. My favorite quote is by Marianne Williamson. If I can remember it, it's something like, "It is our mission to heal the world through the power of love." The world is broken, or the world needs healing, like a bird with a broken wing. We know this. Millions have prayed. God heard us. He sent help. He sent you.